It's the end of January 2022, and I've got a complete trivia night for you with 54 questions and 5 rounds to play at home with friends or family. This is Trivia with Buds. Welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks for supporting the show on Patreon at patreon.com/trivia with Buds. And thanks for following me on social media at Ryan Buds on just about everything. Appreciate you guys giving the show a listen and a review. If you listen on iTunes, we're up to 328 reviews, trying to get to 400. So if you listen to the show or have listened to it for a long time, go leave a review about what you like about the show. And today we're starting a brand new feature at the end of every month. I'm going to post a much longer episode with basically 5 mini episodes built into one that you can listen to and play at home with your friends or family or coworkers or whatever you want to do. And we have 5 random rounds of trivia. These were rounds I did at a live event in like 2017. So I went through the archives and I tried to find some that I have not used as podcast episodes before. And I believe that I fulfilled that request. So this was something I posted on Patreon as a poll. And I said, would you guys like me to do something like this? Would that be fun to do? And there were like 11 votes right away that said, yes, definitely do it. And nobody said no. So here we are. With a much longer episode. So you can pause this as you go from round to round. You can take as much time as you want on the questions. And there is a link in the description of this episode, wherever you're listening to the show. And you can see that link in the description. Click it, and it will tell you where to go to download answer sheets, a scoreboard that has the formulas built in for each round, so you don't have to add anything up in the total column on Excel. And it will have instructions on what to do. So you got your scoreboard, your answer sheets. You can print off as many of those as you want, and your instructions. So go get all those, and you're set for an at-home trivia night, which should be a bunch of fun. And let me know how it goes. If you play it, if it's competitive, if you had a big crew over or something like that, I would love to hear all about that. Again, just hit me up on social media, Ryan Buds on everything, Trivia with Buds on Facebook, or email ryanbuds@gmail.com. We've got 5 fun rounds for you today on things like kids' literature, women of the Marvel Universe, sicknesses, spoiler alert, and the confidence round. And if you want to know how to score all these or what order to do them in and things like that, I'm going to do them in the correct order. I'll read them to you, obviously, in the correct order that you should do them. But if you want to switch that up, there's rules and instructions in that PDF. If you go download it from the description on the episode, you'll have everything you need to do a trivia night at home. And we're going to jump into the first round on kids' literature right now. Here we go. All right, trivia listeners, it is time for some kids' literature trivia. You're writing down your answers to all these questions. 1 point for every question you get right. The bonus at the end of the round is worth 2 points. So you can score up to 12 possible points on every round from the first 4 rounds. Our 5th round is called the confidence round, and that's worth 55 points. You can find the rules and instructions in the description section of the podcast, wherever you're listening from. Here's number 1. Let's see if you know this one. Kids' literature. In 1969, Eric Carle wrote a book about what insect who was very hungry. Number 1, in 1969, Eric Carle wrote a book about what insect who was very hungry. Number 1. Question number 2, what color is the tree on the cover of The Giving Tree? Number 2, what color is the tree on the cover of The Giving Tree? And number 3, what was the sequel book to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe called? What was the first sequel to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Number 4, Jeff Kinney wrote what famous diary? Number 4, Jeff Kinney wrote what famous diary? Question number 5. In 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, visions of what danced in the kids' heads as they slept? Visions of what? Number 5. Question 6. Finish this kid's book title. Brown bear, what? ... Brown bear, what? ... What are the next words in that title? Number 6. Number 7, what kind of creature is the main character in Corduroy? What kind of creature is the main character in Corduroy? Number 8, Toad, Rat, and Mole are all characters in what series? Toad, Rat, and Mole are all characters in what series? Question 9, Norton Juster wrote a children's fantasy novel called The Phantom what? The Phantom what? By Norton Juster. And number 10, A.A. Milne is known for most famously creating which character? Number 10, A.A. Milne is known most famously for creating what character? Number 10. And number 11, your 2-point bonus question. Remember, the first 10 of each round are worth 1 point. The 11th bonus question is worth 2 points. Sometimes there's 2 parts to it. Sometimes it's just a little bit harder. Here's number 11 for 2 points. How many different words make up the cat in the hat? Is it 101, 236, 333, or 499? How many words make up the cat in the hat? 101, 236, 333, or 499? Those are all of your questions for Kids Lit. Write down all your answers. Decide if you want to double your round or not. Remember, you can double one of the first 4 rounds throughout the show, and you get twice as many points for everything you got right. It's not double or nothing. It's just whatever you get right is doubled. So if you got 7 right, you get 14 points instead of 7. And decide if you want to do that or save it for one of those other rounds on sicknesses or spoiler alert or Marvel Women. And we'll be right back with the answers to Kids Lit after this. We are back with the answers to kids' literature. Hope you had a nice break there, grabbed another drink, and are ready to score up those answer sheets. Number 1, in 1969, Eric Carle wrote a book about what insect who was very hungry? The very hungry caterpillar. Number 1, caterpillar. Number 1. Number 2, what color is the tree on the cover of the book, The Giving Tree? That is green. Green, a green tree on the Giving Tree. Number 3, what was the sequel book to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Which one came out after that one? It was Prince Caspian. Prince Caspian and the Return to Narnia, I think is the full title. First one, 1950. Second one, 1951. And Prince Caspian was what we were looking for there. Number 4, Jeff Kinney wrote what famous diary? That's Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Number 5, visions of what danced in the kids' heads while they slept in 'Twas the Night Before Christmas? Sugar plums. Visions of sugar plums. Number 6, finish this kid's book title. Brown bear, what do you see? I see a brown bear looking at me. Something like that. What do you see? Do you see are the 3 words you needed. Number 7, speaking of bears, what kind of creature is the main character in Corduroy? A bear or a teddy bear. Number 8, Toad, Rat, and Mole are all characters in The Wind in the Willows. The Wind in the Willows. Number 9, Norton Juster wrote a children's fantasy novel called The Phantom Tollbooth. Our 5th grade teacher, Mr. Creighton, read that book out loud to us. I remember that. The Phantom Tollbooth. Number 10, A.A. Milne is known for famously creating what character? Winnie the Pooh. And Tigger and Piglet and the whole crew in the 100-Acre Wood, but Winnie the Pooh for A.A. Milne. And Kids Lit bonus question, how many words make up the cat in the hat? It was B, 236. B, 236. So there you have it. Those are all your answers for round 1. How many points did you get out of 12 possible points, or up to 24 if you used your doubler on that round? Let me know on social media. I would love to hear all about how this trivia night is going for you and your crew. We have our next round coming up. It's called Spoiler Alert. On this round, there are a lot of spoilers, so I will warn you, if you haven't seen a lot of popular movies from throughout the ages, there may be some spoilers in here for you. And nothing that you probably haven't seen by now, but we'll see what you do on this round. Just giving you the warning, it is called spoiler alert. These are spoilers from movies and books and things like that. Very famous ones, though. Nothing like from the last couple of years or anything. All right, here we go. Number 1 for spoiler alert. A bunch of weirdos who suffered losses cosplay in the woods with a blind girl. Number 1. So these are kind of vague descriptions of movies, including the spoiler. Number 1. A bunch of weirdos who suffered losses cosplay in the woods with a blind girl. Number 1. What would that movie be based on that spoiler and the vague description? Number 1. Number 2. This girl can't remember dating this guy, so he lectures her on it with something you write in. Number 2, this girl can't remember dating this guy, so he lectures her on it with something you write in. Number 3, in the 80s, this mom's new boyfriend ends up being the main vampire, but Grandpa saves the day with his truck. Number 3, in the 80s, this mom's new boyfriend ends up being the main vampire, but Grandpa saves the day with his truck. Number 3. Number 4, Hans, not Gruber, is the actual bad guy in this chilly animated flick. Number 4, Hans, not Gruber, is the actual bad guy in this chilly animated flick. Number 5, the guy who puts on lipstick saves his once high school enemy with his trusty shotgun. Number 5, the guy who puts on lipstick saves his once high school enemy with his trusty shotgun. Number 6, guy snoozing in a bathroom wakes up and shuts the door. Number 6, guy snoozing in a bathroom wakes up and shuts the door. Number 7, the kid from What's Eating Gilbert Grape is actually a mental patient himself. Number 7, the kid from What's Eating Gilbert Grape is actually a mental patient himself. Number 8, a large Native American throws a medical device through a window. Number 8, a large Native American throws a medical device through a window. Number 9, a baseball player breaks drinking glasses. Number 9, a baseball player breaks drinking glasses. And number 10, a superhero drops a bomb, but then goes on a cafe date. Number 10, a superhero drops a bomb, but then goes on a cafe date. Your bonus question is a fun one to do at home. For 2 points, write your own alternately worded spoiler, and the host will read them all and pick the best. So whoever's hosting the game, whoever's house you're at, read all the spoilers everybody writes down and pick the best one for 2 points. So that's kind of like Cards Against Humanity rules. Just pick your favorite if you're the host, and that is your bonus question for 2 points there. We'll be right back with the answers to Spoiler Alert. I can't talk. Spoiler alert after this. We are back with the answers to Spoiler Alert. Hopefully this round did not spoil things that you haven't seen, but again, these are pretty popular things. Number 1, a bunch of weirdos who suffered losses cosplay in the woods with a blind girl. That's The Village. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dongs, The Village, number 1. Number 2, this girl can't remember dating this guy, so he lectures her on it with something you write in. The Notebook. The Notebook. Number 3, in the 80s, this mom's new boyfriend ends up being the main vampire, but Grandpa saves the day with his truck. The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys. Number 4, Hans, not Gruber, is the actual bad guy in this chilly animated flick. Frozen. If you got that one wrong, let it go. Can you tell I've done that joke before? Number 5, the guy who puts on lipstick saves his once high school enemy with his trusty shotgun. That's Billy Madison. Billy Madison, with Adam Sandler and Steve Buscemi in those key roles. Number 6, guy snoozing in a bathroom wakes up and shuts the door. That is the end of the first Saw movie, Saw. Number 7, the kid from What's Eating Gilbert Grape is actually a mental patient himself. Shutter Island, Leo DiCaprio. Shutter Island. Number 8, a large Native American throws a TV through a window. That's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Number 9, and actually, sorry, I said the wrong thing. Throws a medical device. That was a typo I had on the slide. And someone said, it's not a TV, it's like the shock station thing. It's connected to water. And I was like, oh, yes. So it's a medical device. Gets thrown through a window. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Number 9, a baseball player breaks drinking glasses, swing away Merrill. That's Signs, the alien movie Signs. Joaquin Phoenix, baseball player there. Merrill. And number 10, a superhero drops a bomb, then goes on a cafe date. That is The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises, the last one of Nolan's Batman trilogy. And for 2 points, you had to write your own alternately worded spoiler, and the host read all of them and picked the best one. So you probably did that at home for 2 points to one player. And there you go. Those are all your answers and challenges for round number 2. Spoiler alert. We are now moving on to a round about sicknesses. This is called Down with the Sickness, and it is not about Disturbed, I don't believe. Is there a Disturbed question here? There's not. Okay, here we go. Down with the Sickness, around on illnesses and treatments and different things like that, which I guess is perfect for today's world in 2022. But here we go. Question number 1 for round 3. Remember, if you haven't used your doubler, you could double up this round or the next round on Marvel Women. Here's number 1. What dissolvable tablet was developed by Victoria Knight McDowell, a former school teacher? Number 1, what dissolvable tablet was developed by Victoria Knight McDowell, a former school teacher? Number 1. Number 2, what type of flu was initially seen in humans in Mexico around 2009? What type of flu was initially seen in humans in Mexico around 2009? Number 3, every how many years should you get a tetanus shot? Number 3, about how many years apart should you get a tetanus shot? Number 4, what 3-letter disease did Stephen Hawking have? Number 4, what 3-letter disease did Stephen Hawking have? Number 5, pertussis is a respiratory tract infection known by what other name? Pertussis is a respiratory tract infection known by what other name? Number 6, Down with the Sickness was a hit song by the band Disturbed. Oh, here it is. There is one. Released on Halloween of what year? Was it 1998, 2000, 2002, or 2010? Down with the Sickness from Disturbed came out on Halloween of what year? 98, 2000, 2002, or 2010? Number 7, what is an antacid made of? Sucrose sugar and calcium carbonate, CaCO3, manufactured by GlaxoSmithKline in St. Louis, Missouri. What is an antacid made of sucrose and calcium carbonate, manufactured by GlaxoSmithKline in St. Louis, Missouri? And question number 8. In The Doc Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Joe Cross loses 100 pounds mainly by doing what? Number 8, in the documentary Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Joe Cross loses 100 pounds mainly by doing what? Number 9, if you took a lot of diphenhydramine, HCI, what would it help you do? Number 9, if you took a lot of diphenhydramine, HCI, what would it help you do? Number 9. Number 10, for over 20 years, which character was not included in Flintstone Vitamins? Number 10, for over 20 years, which character was not included in Flintstone Vitamins? And number 11, for 2 points, besides Christopher Walken, who utters, "I've got a fever," Name every actor in the More Cowbell sketch on SNL. Besides Christopher Walken, who utters, "I've got a fever," name every actor in the More Cowbell sketch on SNL. Those are all your questions on Down with the Sickness, around on illnesses and treatments and all kinds of stuff. We'll be back with the answers after this. Write down those answers. We're going to score them up. We're back with the answers to Down with the Sickness, round 3. This is your last round of double up before round 4, which is all about Marvel women. Number 1, what dissolvable tablet was developed by Victoria Knight McDowell, a former school teacher? Airborne. Haven't heard about that too much in these pandemic years. I don't think people are. You'd think there'd be an article like, "I took Airborne and got rid of COVID," but you haven't seen that. Number 2, what type of flu was initially seen in humans in Mexico around 2009? Swine flu. Number 3, every how many years should you get a tetanus shot? Every 10 years. Number 4, what 3-letter disease did Stephen Hawking have? ALS. Number 5, pertussis is a respiratory tract infection known by another name, whooping cough. Whoop it up. Number 6, Down with the Sickness came out on Halloween in the year 2000, 22 years ago. Number 6, 2000. Number 7, what is an antacid made of sucrose and calcium made by GlaxoSmithKline in St. Louis, Missouri? Tums. Number 7 was Tums. Number 8, in the doc Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, Joe Cross loses 100 pounds mainly by juicing. And they did a sequel to that. It's Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead 2. I think I saw at least the first one. Number 9, if you took a lot of diphenhydramine, HCI, that would help you sleep. And number 10, over 20 years, which character was not included in Flintstone Vitamins? Betty Rubble. The neighbor Betty, for some reason, was not an original character, but now she's in there. And the bonus for 2 points, Christopher Walken says, "I've got a fever" in the More Cowbell sketch, and he was surrounded by the band Blue Oyster Cult, which was Jimmy Fallon, Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan, Chris Parnell, and Horatio Sands. You had to get all 5 to get the 2 points. Jimmy Fallon, Will Ferrell, Chris Kattan, Chris Parnell, and Horatio Sands. There you have it. Round number 3 in the books, and we're going on to round number 4. Again, this is your last round of double up. Round number 4 is all about Marvel women. Marvelous women in the Marvel Universe. We'll ask you these questions, and you will write down those answers for our second to last round here, the penultimate round of this longer episode and a full trivia night. If you're having fun, let me know on social media. Tag me in a post on Instagram of your answer sheet or of your crew drinking, playing, having fun with trivia. Here's Marvelous Women. Number 1, which Marvel heroine has the civilian name of Jennifer Walters? Number 1, which Marvel heroine has the civilian name of Jennifer Walters? Number 1. Number 2, in the 80s, who debuted in the Uncanny X-Men as the White Queen of the Hellfire Club? In the 80s, who debuted in the Uncanny X-Men as the White Queen of the Hellfire Club? Number 2. Number 3, which Stan Lee created female has children named Franklin and Valeria? Number 3, which Stan Lee created female has children named Franklin and Valeria? Number 4, which female X-Men hero was once married to Black Panther? Which X-Men female hero was once married to Black Panther? Question number 5, what is Wanda Maximoff's alias? Number 5, what is Wanda Maximoff's alias? Number 6, Carol Danvers was a member of the U.S. Air Force who later became known as who? Number 6, Carol Danvers, a.k.a. who? Number 7, what villain famously raised Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy? What villain famously raised Gamora? Number 8, what hero is the daughter of scientist Vernon Van Dyne? What hero is the daughter of scientist Vernon Van Dyne? Number 9, what heroine with a color in her name dated Spider-Man? Number 9, what heroine with a color in her name dated Spider-Man? Number 10, who made their debut in Avengers number 44 in 1967 and was born in USSR. Number 10, who made their debut in Avengers number 44 in 1967 and was born in USSR. And your bonus question is a tough one, unless you're a big Marvel nut. What all-female group referred to as the New Avengers launched in 2015 with a 4-issue series? For 2 points, what all-female group referred to as the New Avengers launched in 2015 with a 4-issue series? Those are all of your questions for round number 4, the last round of Double Up. Questions on marvelous women from the Marvel Universe. We'll be back with the answers to see how you did after this. We are back with the answers to Marvelous Women. Almost made it through the whole night. We got one more round of trivia to go in this supersized episode. If you like this style of episode, let me know on social media. Let me know in an email, ryanbuds@gmail.com. And I will do one at the end of every month if it seems unanimous that people like it. Number 1, which Marvel heroine has the civilian name of Jennifer Walters? That is She-Hulk. She-Hulk, with a new series coming out, I think, to Disney+. Number 2, in the 80s, who debuted in the Uncanny X-Men as the White Queen of the Hellfire Club? That was Emma Frost. Emma Frost. Number 3, which Stan Lee created female has children named Franklin and Valeria? That's Sue Storm, married to Reed Richards, the Invisible Woman. Sue Storm. Number 4, which female X-Men hero was once married to Black Panther? That's Aurora Monroe, a.k.a. Storm. Number 5, what is the alias of Wanda Maximoff? That is the Scarlet Witch. Number 6, Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. Number 7, what villain famously raised Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy? Thanos. Thanos. Number 8, what hero is the daughter of a scientist named Vernon Van Dyne? That's the Wasp, a.k.a. Janet Van Dyne. Number 9, what heroine has a color in her name and dated Peter Parker, a.k.a. Spider-Man? That was Black Cat, Black Cat. And number 10, who made their debut in Avengers number 44 in 1967 and was born in USSR? That is Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Your bonus question for 2 points, what all-female group referred to as the New Avengers launched in 2015 with a 4-issue series? They were called the A-Force, the A-Force. And there you go. Those are your rounds for round number 4. We have just one round left to go. Let's see what happens with our confidence round. These are 10 totally random questions to close out the show. You're writing down all your answers. You're ranking them 1 through 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest. 55 points available. Got to use each number 1 time. Whatever you write next to your answer, if it's right, that's how many points you get. There's no 0. And remember, use each number 1 time. I suggest writing down all your answers, then going back and ranking them 10 through 1 based on how confident you are in them being correct. A little bit of everything in this round. Let's see what you know. Number 1, what's the capital of New Mexico? Number 1, what is the capital of New Mexico? Question 2, in 2017, Abigail Breslin filled Jennifer Grey's dancing shoes in a TV remake of what film? Number 2, in 2017, Abigail Breslin filled Jennifer Grey's dancing shoes in a TV remake of what film? Number 3, what team sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees in 1919? What team sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees in 1919? Number 4, in Chapter 2 of a Dickens novel, A Hungry Oliver Twist says what famous 6 words? Number 4, in Chapter 2 of a Dickens novel, A Hungry Oliver Twist says what 6 words? Number 5, what's a rhyming pair of words for a small handheld evening bag from Holland? What is a rhyming pair of words for a small handheld evening bag from Holland? Number 6, the Mexican army under Santa Anna began a siege of what mission on February 23rd, 1836? A siege of what mission on February 23rd, 1836? Number 7, flat feet are also referred to as fallen what? Number 7, flat feet are also referred to as fallen what? Number 8, reed instruments like the clarinet and English horn belong to what family of orchestral instruments? Number 8, reed instruments like the clarinet and English horn belong to what family of orchestral instruments? Number 8. Number 9, in 1986, the beignet became the official donut of what state? Number 9, 1986, the beignet became the official donut of what state? Number 10, what's a job that Vin Diesel and Pope Francis have both shared? Number 10, what's a job that Vin Diesel and Pope Francis have both shared? That is your 54th question for the episode and the last question of our confidence round. Write down all your answers, rank them 1 through 10. 10's the highest, 1's the lowest, and we'll be back with the answers to see how you did right after this. We are back with the answers to this round, the confidence round. 10 totally random ones. These are fun to play and see what you know. Let's see how you did. Number 1, what's the capital of New Mexico? The answer there is Santa Fe, New Mexico. A lot of people put Albuquerque, but it's Santa Fe. Number 2, in 2017, Abigail Breslin filled Jennifer Grey's dancing shoes in a TV remake of what film? Dirty Dancing. Abigail Breslin, also the little girl from Signs, which we mentioned earlier in the spoiler round. Dirty Dancing musical movie. Number 3, what team sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees in 1919? That was the Boston Red Sox. Big mistake. Number 4, in Chapter 2 of a Dickens novel, a hungry Oliver Twist says what famous 6 words? Please, sir, I want some more. That's how I imagine he said it. Please, sir, I want some more. Number 5, what's a rhyming pair of words for a small handheld evening bag from Holland? Looking for Dutch clutch. Clutch is the word in Dutch. Dutch clutch. Number 6, the Mexican army under Santa Anna began a siege of what mission? On February 23rd, 1836. That was the Alamo. Remember the Alamo. Number 7, flat feet are referred to as fallen arches. Arches. Number 8, reed instruments like the clarinet and English horn belong to what family of orchestral instruments? Woodwinds. And number 9, in 1986, the beignet became the official donut of Louisiana. Louisiana. Number 10, what's a job Vin Diesel and Pope Francis both had? Bouncers. They were both bouncers in their day. And there you have it. That may be the only similarity they have. I don't know if the Pope lives his life a quarter mile at a time, but we don't know. I don't know if he's ever said that in a gospel somewhere. But there you go. That is your last answer, bouncers. And that is the end of today's episode. I hope you had fun playing along. Add up all those scores, see which member of your crew had the highest score, and let them have those bragging rights until next time. We do have a fact of the day to close out this big complete Trivia Night supersized episode, and it is that most countries don't refrigerate their eggs. That's an interesting fact. I don't know why. I will say that in my house, we don't refrigerate the butter. We keep it in a butter dish, and that keeps it soft and easier to spread on toast and stuff. So that's a weird thing we do, but we do refrigerate our eggs. Let me know where you're at on eggs and butter in a message. Also, a little contest here. If you had a good time, email me, ryanbuds@gmail.com with the subject, loved it. And let me know what you liked about these supersized episodes, or if you found discrepancies in the questions or anything like that. Always like hearing that kind of feedback. Just put in the subject that you loved it or liked it, and I'll pick one person who emails me with some feedback, and I will send you a big packet of answer sheets. I have like bricks and bricks of answer sheets that are all ready to go. So the next time we do this, you'll have a whole stack of answer sheets in a nice pad that you can tear off like a sticky note situation and give to your players. And each pad has, I think, 100 sheets in it, so that would last you for probably most of the year here to play this at home, either by yourself or with a small group. So I will mail you a nice pad of answer sheets if you email me, ryanbuds@gmail.com, with what you liked about this supersized episode. Thank you for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. Thanks for supporting the show on Patreon at patreon.com/trivia with buds. And we'll see you next time for more trivia with me. Cheers. And back to the regular, shorter, single round episodes tomorrow.